And welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. On today's program, we will get an update from the folks at the Quincy Salvation Army. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, cloudy out there, 74 degrees. We had some light showers come through. We'll have a few more later on this afternoon. It's rather humid as well. The temperatures today will top off in the mid to upper 70s. For this evening, we've got some storms moving in, but not till after midnight. I think we'll be dry until then. Temperatures this evening right around 70 degrees, and some severe weather after midnight right through the morning commute tomorrow. Some heavy thunderstorms. There'll be some tropical downpours, some vivid lightning and gusty winds as well, with highs tomorrow in the muggy low 80s. Storms should clear out by midday, and that makes for a better Wednesday. Sunshine Wednesday and highs in the low 80s. Thursday looks very nice as well, with lots of sunshine and highs in the mid 80s. Again, cloudy and 74 degrees in Quincy right now. Checking news for you today, the U.S. Coast Guard has approved the city of Boston's plans to rebuild the Long Island Bridge. In June, the Coast Guard signed off on the new bridge height requirements, clearing another hurdle for Boston. The Coast Guard says that a 65-foot clearance height requirement for new bridges doesn't apply to the Long Island Bridge case, which would only have a 51-foot height clearance for boats. State Representative Bruce Ayers of Quincy Ward 6 City Councilor William Harris disagree, though. They're asking Senators Elizabeth Warren and Ed Markey to set up an in-person meeting with the Coast Guard and explain their ruling. Quincy has been fighting to try and stop Boston from rebuilding the bridge ever since the old bridge was demolished back in 2015. Boston wants to build the new bridge and reopen a substance abuse treatment center on Long Island. Quincy argues that would create unsafe traffic in North Quincy and Squantum, which is the only way to access Long Island by land. The future of Faxon Park in Quincy will be the topic of a community meeting tonight. Ward 2 City Councilor Anthony Andronico hosting that meeting tonight at 6:30 at the Pavilion at Faxon Park. Andronico says the meeting will focus on concepts developed by the Department of Natural Resources to enhance the park for all residents. The Commissioner of Natural Resources, Dave Murphy, will be at tonight's meeting and present various options and listen to residents' feedback. Murphy says he hopes to create a new picnic pavilion, perhaps even a new access road to Faxon Park. Andronico says all are welcome to attend the meeting tonight, voice their thoughts and ideas. A welcome center for migrants and people experiencing homelessness is operating for up to 58 families at Eastern Nazarene College in Quincy. The state awarded a one-year contract to ENC to run the second Welcome Center in Massachusetts. The first one opened up in Allston earlier this year. State Representative Tacky Chan of Quincy says housing people at ENC is not new.
As we all know, universities are having a lot of challenges globally with the declining birth rate and the rising tuition. So, the NAS is no exception to that rule. And many people would not be aware they do have apartments on campus. I've had friends who went to school there and used the apartments, particularly for grad school. And, they're kind of furnished apartments, and people have been using it for decades, and nobody's the wiser. So obviously, the Eastern Naz is looking for some extra revenue, and they've been working with the state on converting these apartments to higher standard, to have more permanent, temporary/permanent, depending on how you want to frame it, long-term housing for migrants. The state is a refugee state. People always forget that. And we do get Haitians, Afghans are coming here, as well as people from South America fleeing, basically being murdered, raped, or put into slave gangs, so to speak. Really dictator governments too, where everything's out of control. So it isn't like they're running from Cambridge to Quincy.
Koch says he'd like a community meeting to be held regarding the new Welcome Center to inform residents about the center. He did express concern about how the new arrivals may impact space in the city's school system. The state says they're working with a shelter management firm, Bay State Community Services, and other social service agencies to help provide the services the new families in Quincy will need to find stable housing and employment. The MBTA and the Boston Carmen's Union have reached a new 4-year contract that provides an 18% pay hike over the life of the deal. The new contract also increases benefits for full and part-time workers, provides signing bonuses for hard-to-fill positions such as bus drivers and overnight workers, and adds 10 days of paid parental leave, bereavement leave, and dental and vision coverage for part-time workers. Supporters say the new contract is designed to attract top talent and prioritize safety. The total cost of the new contract estimated at $55 million, but MBTA General Manager Philip Eng does not anticipate any fare increases. Senator Elizabeth Warren stopped by the new Yawkey Housing Resource Center in Quincy last week. Warren was joined by State Senator John Keenan and Representative Jackie Chan of Quincy as she toured that new center that will replace Father Bill's and Mainsprings homeless shelter right across the street on Broad Street. Officials are touting the new center as a new model to end homelessness. The new center will provide a 75-bed emergency shelter, but also include 30 units of permanent housing for the chronically homeless. New services will include day programs such as job training, financial education, recreational activities, and a Mannett Community Health Center health clinic that will also include substance use treatment services. The $26 million project received $5 million in federal funding, along with city, state, and private money. It is scheduled to open in October. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, we sit down with Captain Amanda Boynton of the Quincy Salvation Army. That's next.
We've all been there. You paid for this, but ended up with that. This can happen to anyone, and it's hard to know what to do. Whether your landlord doesn't return your security deposit, or you're getting harassed by a debt collector. Maybe you received shoddy service, were overcharged, or were done wrong by a business. It's important to know. Here in Massachusetts, local consumer offices across the state are here to help you for free. Working in cooperation with the Massachusetts Attorney General's Office, local consumer offices like MassPIRG's Consumer Action Center in Weymouth recover millions for consumers who request help. Need help? Call the MassPIRG Consumer Action Center at 781-335-0280 or fill out a complaint at mass.gov/AGO/complaint.
Welcome back. We're always happy to welcome back to the program the folks in the Quincy Salvation Army. And today, Captain Amanda Boynton is back to let us know what's going on over there on Baxter Streets and beyond. Good to see you again, Amanda.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming over.
No problem.
Happy middle of summer, toward the end of summer, right?
Yes, yes. We're almost finishing it out here.
Has it been busy?
It's been very busy.
Yeah.
The food pantry continues to increase. We're running about 450 households this last couple of months. So, increasing in that need as well. Unfortunately, that
Yeah.
trend hasn't gone down.
That is unfortunate, and
Yeah.
every social service agency I talk to
Has
here in
been
the city and
reporting
beyond
that.
is experiencing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right from the Greater Boston Food Bank on down, actually.
Yep,
So there's always a need. So donations,
Yeah.
yes.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
For folks who need to utilize the pantry.
We're open Monday to Friday from 9 to 11:30 every day.
Okay.
Yep,
And do they need to bring any documentation?
just an ID.
An ID with them. Okay, very good. So you've had summer camps.
We have.
Yeah.
So our summer camp is an overnight camp. It's located in Sharon, Massachusetts. I think there was an article in Boston that ran they went to the camp and
Oh,
you
I
know
did see
showed around.
pictures from that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we send campers from all over the state. The Salvation Army does, but Quincy has a certain number of kids that they can send as well. So we had about 45 kids go
Oh.
this summer to enjoy a week out in the outdoors and having fun, swimming in the lake. and
Yes,
all
Lake
that kind of
Massapog,
stuff.
right? It's the big
Yeah,
lake out there.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, they had a good time. We also had senior camp. So the same camp has a section where they have offered it to seniors. So we had 2 different weeks of that, and we had about 10 to 15 seniors go from Quincy to a little week away. I don't think they swam in the lake, but they at least got to see it.
So when you say seniors,
65 plus.
okay, okay.
Yep.
And how did you select those folks?
Those are people that were coming to the building,
Yeah.
usually for assistance,
Oh,
and
see,
we just
okay.
kind of offered it as an opportunity for them to take some time away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that new this year?
It was new for Quincy. We
Yeah.
hadn't done it before. I think they have run senior camps in the past. I just don't know how big they have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something you hope to continue then?
Oh, yeah.
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 So should folks reach out now if they're interested for next year?
No,
Oh,
I would
okay.
wait a little bit. I don't have the dates yet. So.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because you're right, there were senior programs in Quincy,
Yeah.
but they did get eliminated
Yep.
due to funding source
Yeah.
drying up, So
Yep.
nice to bring that back.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Usually reach out around June
Okay.
time, and that's when I usually get the dates from the camp in Sharon.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, because
yeah.
they're booked all summer with different groups, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Very fun. Okay. What else going on?
What else is going on? Well, a few weeks ago, we were out doing a Scoops and Stories event, which was kind of fun. We went to a few parks around Quincy and offered free books and some ice cream, and just got to kind of meet with families and encourage some summer reading and,
Yes.
and things like that. So it was a good time. It
Yeah.
was fun. We probably had about 50 kids between all 3 locations. It was fun.
Yeah, where did you set up? Do you remember the
Oh.
locations? No, just
No, I
local
don't.
parks and local
Just local
neighborhoods.
parks, yeah.
Okay. Talk about the folks that kind of help you run these programs. You have an amazing
So
staff, right?
we
Yeah.
have a very small staff.
Yeah.
So it's my husband and myself, our office manager, and our social worker, and that is the paid staff. Other than that, they are all volunteers
Right.
that come to the building, and we are just extremely blessed with really great people, both our staff and volunteers that work really hard, and just do the best that they can to serve the people of Quincy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the volunteers, Amanda? Who are these folks?
A lot of seniors that have retired.
Okay.
That are coming back, and they're just, they're able, they're willing, and they still want to be part of something and in a community to help others, and so they give their time. And we've been really blessed. We have one woman who is able to help us connect that language barrier we were struggling with. She's amazing. She speaks, 4, 5, 6 languages.
Really?
2 of which are Mandarin and Cantonese,
That's
which
excellent
is
for
really
Quincy.
helpful
Yes.
for us. And then one of our staff members is also multilingual. She's 4 languages.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have really great people that just, again, have time on their hands, and we're looking for a place to give that back.
Right.
So.
College kids on break, do you get any of that, or do you need any of that?
We get more college kids during the year
Oh.
for our youth programming. The time of day is a little tough. We also do get some corporate groups that will come in.
Okay.
Some of them are more regular than others. They'll come in with their staff as a volunteer day,
Yes.
which is always fun for them, and it's great for us when we have those bigger projects like our food bank truck that comes in and delivers our food.
A lot of heavy lifting.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of work, and sometimes, like last week, it's just 2 staff members and our volunteer that are unloading the whole truck. But when we're blessed with a big team, it goes a whole lot faster.
Many hands make light
yes,
work, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Fun.
yeah.
Who can be a volunteer and how do they do that?
So anyone can volunteer, as long as you're, 14, I think, is up, unless you're coming with a parent.
Okay.
And then you can come as a child if you want to, but you have to have a parent with you. And then we do a background check on all of our volunteers, just for the safety. We work with vulnerable populations.
Yep.
We just want to make sure that everyone is someone that would be okay around a vulnerable population.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so you'd come in, fill out that paperwork, and then as soon as we get the background check saying you're all clear, you can start.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are the requirements for a volunteer? Do they have any kind of minimum requirements? No.
No.
Okay. It's whatever they can get.
Willing and able.
Right. So do they get like a list of things that they can pick
So
from?
it just depends on what they're looking to do.
Okay.
And, they can reach out to me via email or on the phone, call us, and, tell us what you're looking for, and we can connect you with an opportunity. Most people start in the pantry and then kind of migrate other places as they see them.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
What other, so you hit the pantry, that's probably your biggest
It is,
service, right?
Yep.
But what other areas do you have?
We have our youth programming, which will begin in the fall.
Yes.
Again, those are music lessons. So if you're musically able and
Oh.
you're looking for something to do, some way to give back, we offer them on Wednesday nights.
Okay.
The program usually runs from 4 to 7 with dinner offered and stuff like that. And families, the applications will be out coming in the next week or so,
Okay.
for people to start giving us your information and stuff like that. Get
Yes.
the kids registered.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is there a cost for that, for the classes?
This in the past, no. This year we're gonna just do a $10 T-shirt fee
Oh.
for the kids, so nothing exorbitant, but it just enables us to get a T-shirt for the kids. So when we're doing performances and things like that, they have something where they all look the same.
Yeah,
you know.
gives it a little
Yeah.
formality to it, right?
Right.
How are you set for instruments? Do you need?
We're okay.
Oh, okay.
We're
All right.
okay. As the program grows, there's
Yeah.
always a continued need for that kind of thing.
Right.
So we did have to purchase some instruments last year, and we seem okay for right now. But if anybody had old instruments they were willing to donate, that would be wonderful.
Right.
Yeah.
They wear out.
They do.
Yeah.
Especially little kids, beginners. They're hard on
a
them.
little rough on them. Yes.
Yeah. So.
What about like music? Do you need sheet music or things like that?
I'm not really sure because I
Okay.
don't run that part of the
Okay.
program.
All right.
That's usually our volunteer teachers and stuff, and I think they have a pretty good library back in the thing, but
Okay.
I'm not sure that they would say no.
Right. Right.
You know.
Plus, I'm sure everything's available
Yeah.
electronically now,
Yeah.
depending on the piece, certainly.
Yeah.
But before we talk about more about the fall, let's talk about what's still going on for summertime. Back to school's coming up, right?
Yes, we
Yeah.
have back to school. Again, the Salvation Army is doing for the Mass Bay area, so Boston and Quincy is included, and I think Weymouth is also in there as well, and Braintree. So anybody that's looking for a way to get back to school, you might need a little extra supplies or something for the kids. There's a big event at TD Garden. You do have to sign up and register for it. So if you go to the Salvation Army's website for Massachusetts, there's like a big poster and a link that will help you register right there.
Okay.
If you need help, you can always come to the Baxter Street office and we can assist getting you registered for that
Okay.
if they need it.
And so school supplies and things of that nature?
Yep,
Okay.
and I think it's like a big party event. So like there's going to be lots of fun activities for the kids as well as getting a backpack and some supplies as well.
A party at the TD Garden?
Yeah, why
Really?
not?
So is this the Stuff the Bus school event, or is this something separate?
I don't know if it's labeled
okay.
Stuff the Bus. I'm not sure.
All right.
Yeah.
But it's back to school for
Yes,
sure.
it is back to
Something kids don't want to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah. No,
But
I know. It's
parents
coming
are-
up a little faster than we'd like it
Parents
to.
are eager to talk about it, I'm sure. But it can be helpful. I mean, those supplies can be expensive.
Especially the backpacks. Kids wear them
Yes.
out, and you need one pretty
It's
regularly.
almost an essential piece of equipment,
Yes.
The old book bags days are over, so yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so look that up on your website. It's this month, though, right? In
That is
August?
this month. It's in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Very good. And then after that, of course, it's all hands on deck for your
For the fall fundraisers.
fall
yeah.
fundraiser. Yeah. So what are those this year?
They're obviously Kettles is the biggest
Right.
one. The Salvation Army ringing bells outside the stores and stuff. We're coming. Unfortunately for us, we think about Christmas in August. So
Well, yeah. Yeah.
we just have to. And I know, looking at last year, we had about 200 hours unstood.
Really?
So that's money that could have been raised but
Yeah.
wasn't because we just didn't have anybody to be out there. So if you have time and you want to, you can give us a call and get registered now.
Okay.
And then, you're all set to go
Yes.
out when we start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did you not meet your goal again last year because of
No,
that?
we did not meet our
Okay.
goal last year. I'm sorry to say.
Because is it
But
the
times are tough
most
right
important
now.
fundraiser? Yeah.
It is. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. And so it's kind of what we put all of our effort into.
Right.
And it's a tough time. We know that right now.
Inflation
So,
is just having a hard time on folks,
exactly.
yeah.
It's really tough. And so we just keep doing the best we can
Right.
to raise the money so that we can continue to serve Quincy in the capacities that we have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all you can do, right? Again, go to your website to sign up or give you a call.
Yes.
Okay. And volunteer multiple shifts if you can, right?
Yes, if you want to, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before then, you have other events as well, right, in the fall?
Yes. I
Angel
think so.
Tree is coming up?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Angel Tree again is part of that Christmas thing. So
Oh, okay.
along with Christmas, we do our fundraiser, but we also do a program where a lot other agencies do something similar as well, where we help with gifts and food for
Yes.
Christmas season
Yep.
for those clients that might seek that assistance. And so our toy program is called Angel Tree. We also do something very similar where you can adopt a whole family
Oh.
instead of just one child. So Angel Tree is one child. You'll pick up like a tag and it says, the child's probably first name, not maybe, whatever. And then, their age and gender and, what they might like, some wish list items
Of
and
course,
some
yeah.
of their clothing sizes and stuff. And then someone would go out and buy some of those things for the kid for Christmas. And so that's one option. There are a few sites that we use it that help us to distribute those tags, but if you're interested, we do also distribute them from the Salvation Army. So if you want to do that or adopt a family with a couple of kids, so give us a call, write me an email, whatever you want, and we can get you set up with that.
Okay. All right. So plenty of different ways to give.
Yeah.
Are gift cards helpful, Amanda?
They are
Yeah.
for the teenagers
Yeah.
mainly. We find that, as they get a little older, we serve up to 16. And so as they get a little older, it gets a little tougher to...
The gifts get more expensive.
Right.
Yes.
And it gets a little tougher for maybe families to, even get the kid to tell them something that they want for Christmas.
Trying to get a teenager to communicate
Right.
what?
Or they'll tell their mom and dad, like, hey, I actually just want a gift card to Nike or whatever.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Right.
So it can be a little tough. So we, gift cards are always easier, make it easier for us to kind of slide in a gift card for a kid.
Yes. Yeah.
When maybe nothing has come in for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about for the food pantry grocery store gift cards?
So
Can that be helpful? Yeah.
we do those, and along with our toy distribution comes with a food box for the families, but all of our pantry clients that sign up also get an additional food box. So that wouldn't just be like their monthly food; it would be
In addition
for
the holiday.
For the holiday,
Okay.
so they get like a whole box of food, and in that we usually include a gift card for whatever meat that they want, because
okay.
not everybody eats turkey or ham.
Oh, true, yes.
And we don't have that much freezer space to hold those kinds of things.
That
so
too, yeah.
it makes it a little easier on both ends. We try to do
Yeah.
gift cards for that.
Are you able to, tailor the food pantry to culturally sensitive menus?
We have tried to observe what the clients take and what they don't. They can leave something behind if they don't want it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But we're pretty good about only getting and seeking out the things that we know people will take.
Right, yeah.
So a lot of our pantry is tailored that way. At the moment, we just don't have the ability, the space, or the staff to tailor it much further. Maybe with the new building project, when it's done, with the new pantry space being done, we'd like to see that happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about the new building project, Amanda.
It's not started yet.
Oh.
It's still up at our headquarters being approved.
I see.
So
Okay.
at the territorial level
I see.
up there being approved, but it's in the works. We're going to build a new pantry out. So it's not an addition to the building, it's inside the walls that's there already,
Okay.
just kind of rejiggering some things around
Oh, all right.
to make use of the space.
Okay. So the
little
square
better.
footage won't change,
No.
just the orientation and the
Yeah.
layout of the building.
Right.
To be more efficient.
Yep.
How old is that building now? It's probably about.
I mean, it was built in the 70s, from what
70s,
I
okay.
understand, and then it looks like when you come in the building, it's just not much was touched after that.
It's vintage,
Yes.
as they say.
So we're slowly but surely, kind of polishing some things
Okay.
so that, it just is a more efficient use of space and more consistently able to serve
Yeah,
the community.
today's needs,
So,
right? Which have
yeah,
changed since
exactly.
that building first
Yeah, for
was
sure.
constructed. Yeah.
Right.
Do you still have the gym? The
Yes,
gymnasium?
we do still have the gym.
Okay.
And those, people rent those from the community to do just like pick up ball games and things like that. And so that's been consistently pretty full.
Good.
So it's great. We love that the community uses it, and
Yes.
that won't change.
Okay.
So.
Just to put
The-
it out
yeah,
there
it's not
that
gonna
you can
change.
still rent out the
Yes,
gym
you
at the
can.
Salvation Army
Yes,
for
yep.
your purpose. Good source of income too, right? A supplemental
It does.
income.
It,
yeah.
I mean, it helps us pay for our one of our staff members.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it is critically important then.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Do you collaborate with other chapters in the region?
Yeah, we do. So like that TD Garden event is with most of the Mass Bay area, so the Boston core, the Boston Salvation Armies. There's 4 or 5 of them, and then plus us as well, and maybe a few other North Shore Salvation Armies are all kind of collaborating on that event. And then, we have opportunities to work together quite a bit with making client referrals. If somebody lives in Boston and they sought out help with us, we just will kindly direct them over
course.
to their location
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, but as we mentioned before, there's strength in numbers, right?
Exactly.
Especially with events, like the back to school drive.
Right.
Just to get more people involved and more donations, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
And help more
That's
children.
the idea.
How long have you and Adam now been here
We're
at Quincy?
working, so we've been here 2 full years. We're going into our 3rd.
Okay, all right. Has it been what you expected it would be?
I don't know that I had much expectation.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I
right.
mean, the most I was told is just that it was a very traditional Salvation Army. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. I grew up in that. It's fine. And it has been that.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, it's been an experience, a wonderful one.
Yeah.
We just keep plugging along.
You come from a really small town in New York State, right?
From college, yes.
Yeah.
That's where we came from. I grew up in Schenectady area,
Yeah.
which is like medium size.
Okay.
It's a little smaller than Quincy.
Okay.
Because I looked it up, and Quincy's about the same size as Albany.
Oh.
And Albany is like 10 minutes from Schenectady.
Oh, all right,
So
okay.
like just, like Weymouth size.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Also happens to be the capital.
Right, exactly. It's a little
Capital
tiny
city.
though.
Yeah.
Tinier than people expect, I think.
Interesting, yeah.
But yeah, so not
But-
altogether unfamiliar.
But in terms of demographics, though, it's
Yeah.
vastly different, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very different.
So has that been a learning curve?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain aspects like we didn't in our previous appointment, our previous location, we did have cultural barriers there too. It was just mainly with South America.
I see.
And here it's expanded to not just South America, but Europe as well. And so that's kind of in Asia as well. And so
Right.
that's, there's always learning that comes with that.
Right. Yeah. If money were no object and you could have all your wishes come true for the Salvation Army here in Quincy, what would you like to see?
Oh, I would love to see it be more of a community center again.
Oh.
Because it was at one point,
Yes.
and it hasn't been so much as of recent years.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see that happen again,
Okay.
whatever that looks like.
Is that possible in the current situation, or do you need to expand?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
We'll see when the building's done.
Do you have a timeline for that?
I wish I did.
No. Okay.
I wish
I know it's not in your hands.
It's a lot
so-
of it is out of our hands.
Right.
So Adam and I, my husband and I, have done our part, and so we're just waiting for those next steps, approvals, and then it'll come back down, and then it'll be on us again.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting. I would love to see it in the next year,
Okay.
but
Well,
we'll see.
we'll put it out there in the universe and see what
Yes,
happens.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
you.
Always great to talk to you. Reach out. We've been putting up your phone number,
Appreciate
your
it.
email, and the website, so hopefully folks will
Perfect.
catch
Thank
up.
you.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of the year.
You too.
Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day. Today we'll have an off and on shower. It's kind of overcast and muggy with temperatures in the mid 70s. For this evening, things will die down for a little bit, but then overnight we've got some severe storms moving in, and right into tomorrow morning as well, with thunderstorms and tropical downpours. Highs tomorrow in the low 80s. It'll clear out for Wednesday and very nice on Thursday. Thanks again to Amanda Boynton for joining us from
Thank
the
you.
Quincy Salvation Army. Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Friday, it's all about this year's Quincy's August Moon Festival. We'll learn about that. Hope you can join us too. Meantime, check our website, qatv.org. All our latest programs. There's news and information, video on demand, live streaming, and more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.